Everybody, thank you for coming out today. Appreciate Daniel and Michael putting this together for us, and we're really excited about this year's basketball team. We've been going really hard since the second week of school back in August. Seems like last year already, but we've been going really hard and hopefully putting ourselves in position to be successful this year. So we been fine-tuning some things. We have our first inter-squad scrimmage tonight, as a matter of fact, here at home, and open up Monday down at Louisiana Tech in Ruston. So we're going to be thrown into the fire right away there against a team that went to the NIT last year. So we're really excited about going down and playing them. We return only one player from last year's team, Duke Reed. Duke's a 6'5", 6'6", inside-outside threat. We feel like he's a real mismatch problem for maybe some oversized, less athletic post players. Around Duke, we've brought in several newcomers that we feel will help us take that next step as a program. I'm a very process-oriented person, and fortunately for me, the two stops I made before here, we had immediate success in my first year, and last year, while it was not successful by my standards, we feel like we started making that first step in changing the culture here at SAU with the basketball program. We made the tournament. We beat Northwestern Oklahoma State here at home, who won a share of the GAC regular season crown. We beat Ouachita Baptist, who won the GAC tournament, and had several other big games that got us into the tournament. So we feel like we made that first step, and we feel like we've put ourselves in a position where we can hopefully take that next step this year. As long as I'm here, the expectations of this program will be to compete for a championship, and we feel like we've upgraded at every position in addition to bringing Duke back, who was a conference player of the week at one point last year. We feel like we've really upgraded our talent level at all positions this year. So with that talent level, with our hard work, we feel like we're in a position to break down that door that we were knocking on last year so many times with I think we had 10 losses that were by 9 or less points. So while it was a frustrating year, I think we really closed that gap, and we sent a message last year that if you're going to play SAU, you better get ready for a war. And hopefully this year we are going to take that next step and break down that door. So thank you guys for coming out. Thanks for putting it on, and we'll turn this over to Rusty.
Hey, I'm Rusty Rainbolt, head women's coach here. I appreciate, again, everybody being here. We're really just excited about the season. I know that I'm excited personally, just as a basketball fan, to watch Coach Sharpe and his guys. I think he is a great family man, a great Christian man, and a great coach, and so we're really excited about that. And we really, personally, in our program, believe that they're going to help us get better because we know how hard they're working every day. We see those guys in here working, and so I know our girls come in, and again, it just makes us sharp too because of how hard they're working. But we've got a great staff and a great program, and so we're looking to do a lot of the same things as what Coach Sharpe talked about. It's all new for us, new staff, new players, except for a couple of players and one assistant coach. So we're really excited about the opportunity to step on the court and compete every day. We really feel like SAU is a very good place to get an education, to be a college student, to be a college coach, and fulfill our dreams. And so there's a lot of positives that we've experienced just in our short time as a family, which is what we say. We don't talk a lot about team, but as much as building a culture of family. And so these young ladies have worked really, really hard just to build that. And so it's a step-by-step process, but they're doing a great job. We've got sitting next to me is Katherine McBride, a returner that averaged double digits in the league last year. Really, really blessed to have her back. She's helped me a lot just kind of understand about the league and what to expect. And then Chanel Miller, which is one of the top young ladies that we wanted to get in here to help us change the culture, as all of them. But we just feel very blessed and fortunate to have a good group of young ladies to come in here and help just work every day. We don't want to be high on the hog or anything like that. We just want to be blue collar, come in and work every day. And we feel like these young ladies have done what we're asking them to do from a work ethic and a character standpoint. And the culture is something here that just takes time to build, and hopefully it'll happen faster than expected. But we're just really excited about it. So hope everybody will come out and support these young ladies and the men's team. I think it's going to be a fun year to be able to watch 2 good basketball games on back-to-back on the evening. And so you get a good entertainment if you'll come out.
On our team, the first person that comes to mind is Alrike Brown. This conference is really loaded down with very good inside players, and we feel like those guys are at a premium. And Alrike is a guy that we probably should not have been able to get. We worked very, very diligently to get him in the door here, and he just brings a dimension to our team that we didn't have last year. He's 6'7", 6'8". He's bouncy. He can do a lot with the ball in his hands. He can change the game defensively by changing shots. So we feel like Alrike is going to really provide a boost inside. He can play the 5. He can play the 4. We can move some pieces around him. DeAndre Scott's another kid from Mississippi. Played at Holmes Community College. He's actually trying to battle back from an injury right now. But he's a 6'3" guard that averaged about 18 a game in the Mississippi Community College League last year. Just a real silky smooth player, can do a lot of things at the guard that we just didn't have last year. He brings a skill set that is very mature, not real flashy, but really efficient. And as a coach, man, that flashy stuff, it's good for pep rallies and slam dunk contests, but give me the efficient guys that can get it done. And, those 2 guys really come to mind immediately about 2 guys that will help us hopefully get over that hump this year.
Yeah, for us, we talk a lot about being solid. Our team motto is FTD, fast, tough, and disciplined. And like Coach Sharpe said, the Sports Center highlight plays don't help you win games a whole lot of times. It's the solid plays that go overlooked, and that's what we feel like, honestly, we have a lot of, is a lot of young ladies that understand just how to be productive. Go to work and do your job and be good at it. And so we've got a lot of young ladies that do that. And as far as the stars, I don't think we have a superstar. I mean, Chanel is very, very talented, but she'll be the first to tell you that she'd rather step in and take a charge than she would shoot it. And so we've got a couple of good point guards that are doing their job in Erica Reyna and Aima Wallace-Perry. And so, but we just feel like we have a lot of depth. Like I said, no superstars. Nobody's going to jump out to you that, man, that girl is just phenomenal. Because, again, that's what we want. We want depth, and we want every night for teams to come and have to stop our team. Not say shut down Chanel, shut down Katherine, and they beat us, but they have to stop a team. So, but we're happy with all of our players. We feel like all of them fill a role and do a good job. Yeah, we would love to run and gun and play fast. Defensively is kind of our backbone. We press and we've already scrimmaged one game, and we forced 30 turnovers in that one scrimmage, and so that creates a tempo right there. And so offensively, I think we're still trying to find our identity. Me personally, I'd love to. We work a lot on a 4-out motion to give the girls a lot of freedom to be balanced and show a lot of depth. Again, I like the team to have to say, we're going to defend everybody. If you run a lot of specific sets, it usually is for certain people. And most time, good coaches will get their best players shots. But for me, again, I like to look at our scouting report or our depth chart and see, okay, 6, 7, 8 points, 10 points there from a lot of people, as opposed to having one girl that can score 20 and then nobody else that can. Because, again, I think you game plan defensively to stop one great player, it can happen. But we just don't want to come in every night and teams say, stop Katherine, stop Chanel, and they beat us. But we are going to try to run and gun and play really, really fast and make it fun, because that's what people want to see. I mean, we want to win, but I also want this to be a place where people love basketball. I know the guys are going to be a lot of fun to watch, and we want people to come out and watch the women too. And it's got to be entertaining. It can't be boring and slow and like what a lot of women's sports are. So we're trying to get our girls, I tell them all the time, stop playing like a bunch of girls. Get out there and be college athletes. Let's have fun and go. And if you shoot it, you miss it, go rebound it and shoot it again. So that's kind of our mindset, is spread the floor and attack and have a lot of fun with it.
I'm really excited about everything that we're doing, the family atmosphere, and I just feel blessed to be a part of this team. And we go hard every day. We give everything we got, so it's going to be very exciting.
As far as for me, I don't even feel like a newcomer because we all are a family. We're coming together every day, getting things done, and I'm very excited for this year. I love how we scrimmage. That was a learning process for us, and we know everything that we need to do now, and I just love how everything is getting together.
I'm really excited as well. We have a whole bunch of guys that are ready to work, that work hard every day. As in last year, we had a few guys, but I felt like they would just wanted to be here. As in guys now, they already have a chip on their shoulder. They're ready to play. They're working their butts off, and I'm really excited just because we're kind of under the radar because we're ranked 11 in the preseason, and it's going to be a shocker for most people because we're ready and we're working hard to get there.
Automatically take on that leadership role, or is it something that, are you okay with that role, or is it something that maybe you want to pass on to another guy, maybe you want to return?
Oh, it's something I definitely want to take in. I mean, I feel like since I've been here and I've already seen how things work in the conference play, I can help the guys with what to expect and how to come towards games. So I embrace it. I try to help people when I can. I make sure that guys don't get down on themselves. I make sure that they stay up, work every day hard in practice. And it's kind of my first time in this kind of role, but I'm really trying to accept it and adjust to it. But I'll get there, and I'm liking it so far.
Yeah, last year it was really ridiculous. Last year, I mean, anybody could really beat anybody any night, and there was not much difference in anybody. So there are a lot of unknowns this year. I think a lot of the teams kind of lost their best players from last year's team, which means everybody brought in new talent that we really don't know much about right now. We feel like we really upgraded and our talent level is a lot better. But the conference is really a great conference to be in. The tournament in Bartlesville was a lot of fun. You go in, you got a 1-8 shot of winning that thing, and we drew Harding in the first round and lost to them in double overtime here and then overtime at their place. And you looking at your first game, you're like, man, we really got a shot to be here and do some good things. But the conference is really, really tough, and we really look forward to the opportunity to kind of break down some of those barriers, and really try and squash the perception that SAU men's basketball is a cellar dweller. We do have a chip on our shoulder, and we intend to play with that chip on our shoulder this year and hopefully break down those barriers. Oh, without a doubt. And if you go in our locker room, it's up in everybody's locker right now, the preseason poll, which doesn't carry a whole lot of weight. It just shows what the other head coaches in our league think about us and think about our one returner in Duke, and it has more to do with what you did last year, I guess, than what you're doing now. But it's up in everybody's locker.
Well, I think they're smart. I mean, if you look at last year's team, I mean, there's not, there's nowhere to go. I mean, you can't move up. Everybody's earned their spots where they're at up to this point, and so it doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. I tell our players this all the time. As coaches, it just feels like Groundhog Day. For me, it does. I'm sure Coach Sharpe, too. You've been through it so many times, year after year. It's the same thing every year, and so at the end of the day, it just serves as bulletin board material, and it's up there, and it gives somebody a little extra motivation. Hopefully it does our players. But I will say for our team, there's only 4 members of the women's basketball team that are back from last year, 3 players and 1 assistant coach, and those 4 have worked tirelessly to make sure that that's not accurate. But for the rest of us, it's not who we are. So we don't know being last. I mean, Chanel doesn't know about being last, and I don't, and the rest of our team doesn't. So we just kind of disregard that. We just understand, like Coach Sharpe said, there's a process to being successful. So that's what our mindset is every day. It's not something that we talk a lot about. From time to time, they'll get a text message about, hey, this is where you're picked. But most time it's me being frustrated that our process isn't perfect. And so that's the thing that we've got to overcome, not last year or anything else, and not history. History doesn't mean anything at this point for us because we got so many new faces. It's just coming out here and setting good screens and passing and catching the ball, and what every team has to do is build a culture of family and sticking together when it gets tough. That's probably the most important thing for us right now. So last year and the polls don't mean a whole lot for us. Yeah, we have our first official game next Friday, November 8th, at Northwestern State in Natchitoches, Louisiana. So we're really excited to get to go down there and that be our first challenge.
We have
That's our first game. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we have our first inter-squad scrimmage here tonight with officials, and I don't know if everyone's aware on the men's side, there are several new rules changes this year that are going to greatly impact the game. There's an emphasis, or actually there are actual rule changes. You can't impede a dribbler's progress to the goal. If any time the defender puts two hands on the offensive ball handler, it's an automatic foul, which, I mean, you literally could call a foul every possession. So some of the early season exhibition games, there have been 30 and 40 fouls called on teams, so it's going to be a challenge to adjust. So that's why we're bringing in officials tonight, so our guys can see that we just haven't been being tough on them practicing calling fouls every time, that these are really going to be called in game situations now. So we got that tonight, and then Monday we go down to Ruston to play Louisiana Tech in an exhibition game, and then open up here at home on the 9th for our home opener. Right. Yeah, absolutely. I think I heard a quote by somebody saying now everyone wants to see the game won on the basketball floor instead of in the weight room, and they're going to put a real emphasis in calling these fouls, especially early on in the season. I can see where anything close is going to be a foul call, so they can kind of break the cycle that's been going on with more and more physical play. There was an article in Sports Illustrated about how Louisville's going to have to change everything they do. They're a team that presses all the time, and they're really going to have to backtrack and figure out how to attack teams without fouling now. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of teams play a lot more zone, and you see a lot more scoring, which is what the powers that be want to see, a more fun game to watch, more up and down, more scoring.
I think this year it's going to be a lot more entertaining, a lot more fun. We're going to be getting up and down the floor, and I think that everyone will have a really good reason to come out and watch and support.
Yeah, like Katherine said, I believe it's going to be way more people in the stands, especially after the first couple of games that we have. I feel like we have a whole bunch of athletic people that can shoot the ball, and we'll give people a reason to actually show up and watch the game and enjoy themselves.
Well, that was really nice. It was something that I noticed, and my wife mentioned it too. But that's been the trend ever since I got hired. I mean, when I came on my interview, again, coming from where I came from, Austin, Texas, felt comfortable, really loved the people I worked for. I didn't really have a whole lot of need to leave, but when I came down here, I met Coach Sharpe, which is a huge thing. Anytime you're going to work so closely with another program, you want to get along, and I knew I could work with him and really enjoyed him and Coach Browning and everybody here. So for me, that's kind of the standard. Everybody has been friendly and supportive and just gone over the top to make sure that me and my family has been treated very well. So that was nice. But again, I think that's the norm here. I think Magnolia is a great place. So it's nice to be here in a good atmosphere like this.
March is so far away. We're so process oriented. It's a day by day thing for us. Did we get better today? Do we have a championship practice today? And today is all that you have. And we told our guys yesterday that you need to treat each day like it's your job interview. You are deciding your playing time now. I don't care who plays. I really do not care at all. I'm going to play the guys that can help us be successful, that invest in what they're doing, and I have an idea who those guys are already. Last year we experienced some tough, I guess, bad luck or misfortune, whatever you want to call it. We lost Chris Davis New Year's Day to a broken thumb. We were, I think, 6-5 at that time, and we lost him for 8 games and lost 7 out of 8 and really put ourselves in a hole. And that just spoke to the value of how important Chris was last year to us. And we feel like we've really put ourselves in a much better position where one guy isn't going to make or break us this year. We have a whole team full of guys that can really step forward. I think Duke has really worked tirelessly this off season. So, down the road, March, we hope to be playing in that tournament again. We hope to have a higher seed than 8. And, if all goes according to plan and we can stay healthy and catch a few breaks, keep improving every day, we feel like we'll put ourselves in a position to keep competing for a championship here.
As far as us and our program goes, I talk to the girls a lot about what success means to me, and I talk to our coaches about it. I think for us as a coaching staff, we can get so caught up in the day-to-day basketball that you lose sight of for what our program is again, the family. And at the end of this season, we hope we've won a lot of games, but if we do it at the expense of not going to class and not acting right, and, when we recruit these young ladies, the first thing I tell them is I want them to grow spiritually, I want them to grow socially, I want them to succeed academically, and then athletically, and I hope that that's something that they would echo is true. So we want to win games, we definitely do, but I think all that other stuff helps that process. So at the end of this season, I just hope we can look back and say we grew as a family. Everybody decided that they were all in. I think commitment is so hard to get out of people these days. It's easy when it gets tough just to turn and run. And so if our young ladies and coaches will be all in till the end of this season, I have no doubt we'll win enough games, because the reality is the talent is there. It's our job as coaches and as players to commit to each other and give your best every day. But a lot of things can happen that can keep you from being successful, and that's not going to class, not making decisions, not sacrificing for the betterment of the family. So that's, for me, what our goal is every day, is just building that culture of family and what that means to sacrifice to be a part of it. So